Yesterday, Erislandy Lara effectively called out Gennady Golovkin through his manager. And today, Gennady Golovkin's manager, Tom Loeffler, has responded to Lara, or Lara's manager. And he came out and said, I'll quote him word for word, he came out and said, Lara is not approved by HBO and was never on our radar. He should be calling out Quillin. If he wins, he becomes interesting. Lara fights on Showtime and had draws with Varnes and Molina. GGG versus Stevens equals high ratings. Who watches Lara? Lara fights on Showtime and is junior middle. Why would he be on our radar? Lara should call out Floyd. Same promoter, same TV, and he beats both Khan and Maidana. Should be an easy fight to make. Good fight between two solid guys. Yes, same promoter, same TV, same weight. Makes more sense for Lara to call out Floyd. Now, he said this on Twitter. This was various tweets condensed into one tweet. It's interesting that he says they're not interested in the Lara fight because of the reasons he stated, the TV networks and stuff like that. And there were other people commenting on the tweet saying, yeah, anyone who calls out a fighter on a different network is just blowing hot air, basically. Again, that's not true, because as I told you in my video yesterday, and as you should know if you've done a second's research, Lara has already fought a HBO fighter. He's already had a cross-network fight against Varnes Martirosyan. That was a cross-network fight. Martirosyan's HBO, Lara was Showtime. So these fights can happen, people. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe all the BS that these managers and fighters tell you about, oh, we can't fight because it's on another network. No, it can be done if there's where there's a will, there's a way. If there's enough desire from both fighters to get the fight done, it can happen. Now, I'm not saying that Lara was serious about the Golovkin fight. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Who knows? That's up, that's only for him to know, and I guess for us to speculate. And it is just speculation. None of us know. But what Tom Loeffler was saying, about the different TV networks, I mean, he even kind of contradicted himself. He said that if Lara fights and beats Quillin, then he becomes interesting. So what, all of a sudden then the TV network situation is not a problem? I mean, what does that mean exactly? So I'm not really satisfied with Loeffler's response to this whole situation. And in terms of him saying that Lara should call out Floyd, well, Lara has called out Floyd. He already called out Floyd on Twitter just a couple days ago. So Lara's been calling out whoever he can call out. Obviously, he's been chasing a fight with Canelo Alvarez for years now. For years, Lara's been wanting Canelo Alvarez. Canelo don't want no part of Lara, it seems. He tried to secure an Alvarez fight. Instead of Alvarez fighting Angulo, Lara wanted to be the guy who was fighting Alvarez instead of Angulo, because he just beat Angulo. So, yeah, Lara's just doing what he can, trying to get the big fights at 154. No one wants to fight him. Tried to get the Floyd fight. Floyd don't want that fight. I'm not sure if he's pursued a fight with Pacquiao or not. Called out Golovkin. Again, I'm not saying he's serious. I'm not saying he ain't serious. Who knows about the Golovkin situation? Golovkin is not actually that big a middleweight, so I wouldn't put it completely out the question that Lara was serious in calling out Golovkin. He certainly wants a break because he's not on the same level as Golovkin. I mean, one thing that Tom Loeffler did say that was true is that Lara don't do the kind of numbers that Golovkin does. So, and all the guys that Lara's been calling out have been guys who do big numbers. Right, Golovkin, he's doing pretty good numbers now. Mayweather, obviously. Canelo, he's been calling out the guys who are box office. Okay, so you might wanna think about that before you dismiss the fact that he called out Golovkin as some type of publicity stunt. And as far as a fight between Golovkin and Lara would go, a lot of people seem to think Golovkin would be too much for him, and I probably agree with that. If you saw Lara fight Angulo's probably a similar size to Golovkin, maybe a bit bigger than Golovkin, actually. I just rewatched Golovkin against Lara, I just rewatched Lara against Angulo, and Angulo came in to the Lara fight on the night at 174 pounds. The guy was a light heavyweight, damn near light heavyweight on the night. 174 pounds, and Lara was 165 or something like that. 163. So, yeah, Angulo's a big light middleweight himself. Probably the same size as Golovkin, if not a little bigger in terms of actual, you know, weight and whatnot. So, Lara's been in there with guys as big as Golovkin before. I mean, Tommy Hearns' son, Ronald Hearns, he's also pretty big. Lara went in the ring with him. I know he's not very good and whatnot. He's certainly not really a world-class fighter, but in terms of size, Lara's been in there with guys as big as Golovkin before. So the size thing ain't really that big of a deal, to be honest with you. He's certainly been in there with big guys, but it's just the skill factor. Golovkin has a lot of skill. He's powerful. You know, throws good punches, very accurate and whatnot. We know what Golovkin brings, so it is what it is. But personally, I think given the trouble that Angulo gave Lara, and given the trouble that even Martirosyan gave Lara, I know he was well ahead in the Martirosyan fight. When the fight ended, he was well ahead. But stylistically, Lara seems uncomfortable under pressure. Whenever I've seen Lara against a boxer, he tends to have a much easier night. If you saw him against Austin Trout, and all the boxers that Lara's faced, you know, guys who give him space and stand off, he tends to have a much easier time against those guys. And that's why a fight against Floyd would be so intriguing, because Lara does better against technical fighters than he does against pressure fighters. So I think that'd be fascinating. But anyway, the struggle goes on for Lara. No one seems to want to fight him at the moment. Let me know how you feel about this whole situation with Golovkin's manager turning Lara down effectively. Who do you think Lara should fight next? Who do you think would fight Erislandy Lara? And how do you think he would fare against anyone I've mentioned in this video? So yeah, drop your comments below. This is Hatman, I'm out.